How's it going, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to revisit an older video that I did on how to save you some big money with office chairs just by using an old automotive chair. This one is out of a late 90s Chrysler conversion van by Jayco. It's a nice one. I don't think it's real leather, but doesn't matter. It's super comfortable. This is the rear captain's seat out of one of those. And yeah, so if you use computers all the time, like I do, you know how important it is to have a good chair, because they just destroy your back, and the cheap ones don't last. The expensive ones, big time money, you can just throw down serious coin on them. This one was $30 at my local pull apart, so I'm going to show you how to make yourself an awesome chair for super cheap. The only other thing that you'll need is just one of these standard old bases. This is just off of some old, kind of cheap office chair that broke at some point. I always save these bases. And then we're just going to make a coupler that will allow us to mount off of those bolts onto that base using some wood. That's all that you got to really do. One thing to keep in mind is if your cylinder is going out, like it just lowers you down or it doesn't raise you up high enough or whatever, if you're a big guy or a big girl or whatever, you can buy those cylinders on Amazon or wherever you want to buy them from. You can buy heavy duty ones, high range ones that lift up higher. You could buy replacement cylinders for most of these bases. And that's the only downside with getting some of these chairs. Like some of the nicer chairs get heavy, so you definitely want to potentially invest in a better cylinder if yours won't pick it up. But I haven't had a problem so far, and I made a few of them. So anyway, let's make the adapter. Yeah, ignore the mess in the back if you can, please. It's been busy around here. All right, just flip the latch. We don't need something too crazy. You can cut this down just a little bit. Get something a little bit thicker that'll hold your weight. So it's not really that hard to do. You just got to make sure you give yourself a little bit of extra room on each side to sort of drill through it. So, we got about 1.5 inches to this edge right here. Got this extra nice bar there. So we'll do maybe, 16 1/4. So just write it down. 16 1/4, and then here we'll try to just use this side right here. Probably 14 would do us all right, because we don't need to necessarily use this bottom bolt, because this one is here and that one. This side doesn't have that one, so we don't need that. So we could probably do 14. 16 1/4 by 14. Pretty basic stuff. What do we say? 16 1/4 by 14. Is that right? Yep. By 14. This part doesn't really need to be exact too much. So there we go. Well, these measurements don't need to be super critical because it's going to be covered up. But it does help to be close. And that's it. All right, we got to kind of make a template of our actual chair base. It's just some old paper. This will just make it a little bit easier on us. I'm just going to trace this thing out. We don't need most of these holes. You can just get as fancy with it as you want. And there you go, one template. Just go ahead and do arts and crafts time. Cut it out. This doesn't even have to be close. We're just looking for the general outline of it so that we can get it centered on our wood. So as long as you can kind of see what's going on, it's really all that you need. And where the holes are. That helps out. All right, perfect. There it is. All right, we'll do it this way so you guys get a visualization. That's the front. That is the rear or the back of the chair, like this, and this is the width, so this would be right, left, doesn't matter, whichever. So you kind of see how the base is. And this would just go basically right there. Now that I'm looking at it from this side, I don't think we need quite 16 1/4. I think we could easily do just 16 and it'll be fine. So we're going to do 16 instead. Also make it a little bit, I don't know, not easier, but just round numbers. So find the center is 8. And then that one's 14, if I remember correctly. Pretty close. Yeah. Keep in mind that the chair rotates, so none of this has to be ultra precise. We're just finding the center of it so we can kind of get an idea. And the tracks move up and down. So, or back and forth, I should say, not up and down. So the little tension adjustment here for the rocking back and forth, that's typically on the front. So that's the front, lift it up, so we know that these oblong, weird looking holes, that'll be on the back. Ah, you were out of frame, sorry about that. To find the center lines, just basically fold it up. There you go, split the difference on this one, you're good to go. Now you've got the center lines, so you can line this thing up. Not that you really need to, you can be off a little tiny bit, but you know, keeping the balance over the center, that's good. So now you know exactly where, you know, the center lines are for that. We'll cut out these holes. Guess you could drill right through them if you wanted to, but if you've got multiple bases or whatever, you could keep the template, I guess, if you wanted to. But essentially, this is pretty much a square, so it shouldn't be a big deal. And there we have it. That's what we need. Then we'll just go ahead and transfer these holes. I don't think you really need those. Probably put them in if you wanted to, but I don't think it's a necessity. I suppose you could draw this out if we wanted to. Perfect. All right, I got my earmuffs on so I can salvage what's left of my hearing. Again, there's nothing too critical about this, so. All right, so I'm going to show you real quick, just a super easy way to transfer these. You can measure them all up and do all your stuff if you want to. But we're going to reuse these nylocks because why not? They're nylocks. Right, easy peasy. Let's get yourself a paint marker. Liberal amount of paint. Now this one is higher than the other one, so make sure you don't dribble it all over there like I just did. Liberal amount of paint. Figure out roughly where you need it to be. Close enough. There you go, spot there, you can see the dent, spot there. I guess I got off a little bit. It's that no depth perception life. Good thing I got red paint. All right, so on this one, this is the actual one that we want, so we don't care about that. So we could probably rest it right on there. How we looking? There we go. There we have it. Close enough. So right on the money there, right on the money there. You can see where our red is. See where our red is. We're going to double check that anyway, but that's a quick and easy way to do it. You'll see it'll fit right up and it'll be perfect. Everything will go on there absolutely fine. Yeah, I guess you weren't in camera, so if you want to check, see, I think I've rotated this now, but go up here. This is the one that we want, 17 3/4. Was it this one? Yeah, right. That's the 18. This one right here, 17 3/4. So we're on the money right there. So this one here to right here, 17 3/4. So we're good to go. No depth perception, man. It gets you. And then right here, to this side right here, to that dent and that dent right there, 18. Should be 18 on the money, and it is 18 right there on the money. And it's not critical anyway, because none of this is critical anyway. All right, I got a fudge factor bit right here. Should give us a little extra room. I also got a dull one to make it exciting for everybody. All right, moment of truth. Huzzah. Oh, we've got this one down there. Am I off a little bit? Oh, I did miss it by a little bit, but it's all right. Got it off just a little bit, meant to get it there. Again, not a big deal. This isn't going in the Smithsonian. Perfect. Here's kind of something I've run into before. All I really had on hand that I wanted to use and cut up was this big thick material, but the stud isn't really long enough to, go through that. These are special. You can see it's captured on there with that little press-on snap ring thing, but these bolts have like a special head on them. They're rounded. I don't know what the deal is with that. You could probably fish another bolt up through there if you really wanted to take the entire thing apart. But what I usually do is just grab a flap disc. This doesn't really support anything crazy. It just, all of the support is riding along here and then right here. So I just grind this stuff out and then use a washer and then the existing nuts. And I've never had any problems with them breaking or anything. So that's what I'm going to do with this. All right, then we just stick it back up here and see how it fits. You can see we're making some progress. That's all it takes. Do a little bit more. Washer, nut, you're good to go. All right, got some bolts. Everything should be good. Just line up what we've got here. Drop them through. I don't have nylocks for this side. And that's how it looks from the top. They tuck down really nice into the wood. You could put some tension on them and just kind of suck down in there. So we're good. We're not going to hit anything either because there's nothing in this area for these bolts to hit. So we're good to go. Just got to pick up the seat or pick up the base. The base is way lighter. So we'll just put it on there, bolt it down. We're good. There we go. I have no idea if you can see anything, but we'll change that in a second. There you go. Now you can see. Like I said, none of these dimensions are critical. You can get as wild with it if you want to. If you want to measure everything out, make sure it's perfectly square and whatever. But I'm trying to get this done as fast as possible. So that's why I'm cutting corners. Fast and dirty. She's done. All right. I don't know if how the base will work with this chair, with the weight of it, but I guess we're going to find out. Yeah, it's all right. Where's that thing at? It's supposed to go up to... Oh, you gotta push it to go up? That's weird. Well, it goes up just fine. Will it hold my weight with it all the way up? Heck yeah, perfect. So, I was kind of wondering, my feet are off the ground. I was kind of wondering if this would leak down, but nope, works good. How far down does it go? There we go. That's all the way down. That's all the way up. It holds the weight of the chair. It's not a heavy chair, but it's not a light chair. And there we go. You can still move it back and forth if you wanted to. I don't really see a reason why. One thing I forgot to mention to you while what you need to look for, you know, these bases, you'll find them at yard sales all summer long or wherever. A lot of times they've got a garbage chair on top and you'll get them for free or $5 or something like that. They're totally easy to get. I'll use this as a demonstration. Imagine this is the base of the seat and the cylinder is down here. Most good bases will have a steel plate right here and then the seat would be on top of it. You want to make sure that you always use one of the bases that have the steel plate because that pneumatic cylinder, if it ever breaks, it becomes a missile and it comes straight up through the seat. So use your imagination. You don't want that to happen. The ultra garbage cheap ones a lot of times don't have that metal plate over it. It's a safety feature. If you're going to build one of these, make sure you use the ones with the steel plate. Beyond that, again, this is super cheap. It's ultra comfy. It's really nice. So I'll be editing on this thing tonight. But yeah, it's really nice. The chair was $30. The seats that I made before out of the rear captain's chairs of an old, like the Chevy minivan, 2000s-ish, something or other. Those were $15 for the each. So I paid $30 for the pair. It had cup holders on it. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a great solution to a ton of junkyard seats that are really nice and comfortable and designed by engineers and good materials and all of that stuff. So if you're looking for a nice chair and you don't want to spend $800 to however much you want to spend on a computer chair, maybe you'd want to consider doing something like this. I got maybe $45 in the entire thing right now. So anyway, that's it. This is probably the last automotive seat computer chair video that I'll do unless the next seat that I find is some super special crazy thing, but that probably won't happen. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.